world, I'm Mary the Knitting Developer, and welcome to Code Camp, where I talk to you about my life as a software developer. Tonight, we talk source control. I would venture to say that source control is as important as your text editor or the programming language you choose. What's that? You don't use one? Okay, well, really, I didn't use one when I first started either. And I still didn't use one until I got my first job as a software developer. In school, we used SVN, and mainly I used that just for mandatory projects. I didn't go out of my way to source control my small projects for school. It didn't seem worth the time. When I first got my job as a .NET developer, we used TFS. TFS is Microsoft's Team Foundation server, and it's their source control lifecycle management system. It was not my favorite. In fact, I really didn't start using source control consistently until I learned Git. Git is so powerful, and you don't even have to be a master to use it. You need 3 commands. You need to know how to check out your code, either check out your master code or your branch. You need to learn how to commit code to your branch, and you need to learn how to merge, which would be merging your branch into master. And a branch is just a snapshot of your code at a certain place in time that you can then play with. If you don't like what you played with, then completely delete the code, go back to your master, and it's like it never happened. Ah! So cool. The most popular remote repository that I know of is GitHub. That's where a lot of open source projects go to host their projects, and a lot of software developers put their code clips and various other things just so it's out there in the world. If you want a public-facing repository of your project, GitHub's the place to put it. A lot of times you can put things that you can show off for code interviews or any number of projects that you're working on. Or if there's an open source project that you love, you can fork it and use GitHub to manage the pull requests that you're going to do against that open source project. If you want a remote repository that uses Git, but you don't want to make it public, Bitbucket's an option. Bitbucket has an indie developer program that allows you to use it for free and host your own source projects. It's usually used for teams smaller than like 2 or 3 people. I'm not 100% sure, it's been a while. I had some private projects up there, and I'm sure there's a couple other private Git repositories. You can use GitHub for that, but you're going to have to pay. It just depends on what you need it for. Out of the two, Bitbucket and GitHub, I prefer GitHub. GitHub has put a lot of work into their tooling. It makes checking the differences in your commits and doing pull requests super easy and super simple. Provided comment systems. That's the one I prefer. Bitbucket has that too. I just don't like the tooling near as much. That's it for today. If you haven't had a chance, go see my video from last week where I talk about the text editor I use on a day-to-day basis. Also, do you have your Sandy Metz book? Get it. Get it now. Go read it. You have time. I want to do a talk on March 5th, and I think it'd be so much fun if everyone else participated. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can see me on Tuesday for Craft Night and on Saturday for Saturday Morning Geekery. Here's the link to my blog where I talk about, I guess, the rest of my origin story, or some more of my origin story as a software developer. And comment down below. Tell me, what source control editor did you use? Do you use any? If not, why not? I'll see you next week. Bye. No, you can't get on your table. You can't do it. No, sure. He likes me when he's angry. The 2 most popular Git-based remote repositories are GitHub and Bitbucket. Kitty? What are you doing, Kitty? I can't work in these conditions.